Hello everyone, this is Sumerian, and in this video I'm just going to be doing a quick preview of a project I've been working on recently. I've codenamed it The Box because I'm terribly uncreative when it comes to code names apparently. But the reason I've designed this is for multiple reasons. Lately I've been doing some toy boxes that involved the remote controller and using them to move townspeople or animals around and things like that. Now, one of the things I dislike about that is that silly message that is constantly appearing on the screen telling people how to get off the remote controller kind of happens to get in the way of the text almost every single time it pops up. It pops up at the worst possible time every time it appears. I've also watched some playthroughs recently of some of the toy boxes I made, and I've even heard them say on Toybox TV that the controls can be incredibly difficult in these little games I've been making. And I agree with them, just because the whole setup is using a remote controller. You can only use the action buttons and the triggers on the remote controller. You can't use the analog stick or anything like that. So I decided to see if I could build myself a little setup that would actually let me use the analog stick to move a townsperson around. And so I put a little challenge to myself, seeing if I could design something like that. And I also gave myself the additional requirements that I had to be able to have some action buttons, something I could use to have the player make the townsperson interact with objects. At minimum I wanted one, but hopefully I wanted two or more. I'm actually going to show you right now what I've come up with so far. Later on I'll do some videos on how to build the box, and also probably another video on how to hook it all up. But right now I'm just fine tweaking a few final things and trying to optimize the logic, but I'm just going to show you how it seems to be working so far. So I'm going to push this button, which is going to actually take a few seconds for anything to happen. Don't worry, that's normal. And in a few seconds we should see our little friend Olaf here, kind of flying into the scene just like happened in The Godmother. Now the difference is, as you can see, I saved this as a toy box game, so we're not getting any of the camera warnings, but we're also not getting a remote controller warning because I'm not using a remote controller. I've designed something that I can use myself, where I can actually use the analog stick to move Olaf around. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be pushing up on the analog stick here in a second, and we will see, here I'll do it now, we will see that there goes Olaf. He's moving up. When I let go, the true beauty of this system, when I let go of the up, he stops, which is absolutely perfect. And then I can bring him down, and when I let go, he'll stop. I can go right, and when I let go, he'll stop. When I go left, I let go, he'll stop. I can even throw in some angles there. I can go down and left, down and right. I can go all sorts of different angles with this setup. So far it is working pretty good, where I have the analog stick able to move around Olaf here. Now I also wanted to be able to have two different inputs. So for this little test, I'm using the range attack as the talk button for Olaf. So I'm going to just push my range attack. It doesn't matter if I'm moving around or not when it happens. I can be moving. I hit the range attack. There. He says hello. There's no one else around in this toy box. That's all he's ever going to say. But I move around. I click the range button. He says hello. So I have at least one input working with Olaf so far. Now I'm going to move him up a bit here on this map, because up here I've got this cliff in my way. So I actually managed to get a second input working with Olaf. I can actually use the jump button as a second input. And I thought what would be funnier, he sometimes wanders off on me, I thought what would be funnier than if I actually use the jump button to make Olaf jump. So I'm going to move him over to this cliff, and I'm going to push the jump button in a few seconds, and Olaf is going to jump up there. So here we go. Up goes Olaf, jumping up the cliff. Jump him up again. Jump him up again. Jump him up again. And there he is at the top of the cliff. So this is the box. It allows me to use the analog stick to move around the townsperson however I want. It also lets me fire off the trigger, or the range attack, as a talk for Olaf right now. And I also just simply have to make my character jump, and Olaf will jump. So that is the box. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to use him to make an Olaf challenge this week. I have to use the figure itself, so Olaf will remain stuck in this test toy box for a while still. But the box will make an appearance soon, and hopefully I'll have it tweaked out really good and a video out for everyone to show you exactly how to build this type of setup. So again, this is Sumerian. I hope this will eventually be useful to you.